The dual professional function of some company secretaries. In the jurisdiction where I practice, you will find that there are company secretaries that are employed just to be company secretaries without any other professional role. And I think this is common in the public listed companies. In private companies and other organizations, you will find that the company secretary is expected to discharge an additional professional function. So in the jurisdiction where I practice, a lawyer qualifies to be a company secretary, an accountant qualifies to be a company secretary, and somebody who has the requisite qualifications of a chartered secretary. And so you will find that in some organizations, the company secretary is also the legal counsel. The company secretary may also be the finance manager, director of finance. And so I thought that we should discuss this dual function and what it means to the individual who is discharging that function and what it means to the employer. So from the employer side, you will find that it is very attractive for the employer to have one person discharging two functions. It may be very cost effective for you to have that kind of arrangement. So you will get legal services as well as company secretarial services for the same salary into one person. What this means is that the employer needs to recognize that that particular person is discharging two functions. And therefore, in terms of evaluation of the job, that should be taken into consideration. For the individual who is discharging the dual function, you are not expected to compromise either of the functions. You discharge your functions diligently as a legal counsel, as you would discharge your functions just as diligently as a company secretary. And therefore, you must position yourself to take on that responsibility. Otherwise, you may become negligent in one of your roles and get fired or disciplined for that. And you cannot use the excuse of you having two jobs to do as a defense. So as I have mentioned, the dual role has implications on both sides. As an individual, when you go for an interview for a dual role, you must position yourself to negotiate properly what your remuneration or expected remuneration will be. Negotiate properly in terms of what will be expected of you in terms of discharge of your functions. For the employer, like I have said, most of the time you will find that it's a cost-effective way of recruiting. You will have somewhat a T-shaped individual in that they have knowledge in corporate governance and company secretarial, as well as the other function of being a lawyer or an accountant, whatever the case may be. I hope these tips help, and I hope to hear from others what their views are on dual functionalities in relation to a company secretary. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and see you next time.